Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're filming a get ready with me and get to know me video. If you don't know who I am, my name's urwah bangi and you're gonna get to know me today. I do apologize in advance. The vibes of this video are going to be off for two reasons. Number one, I'm wearing contacts for like the very first time. This is my contact debut, if you will. And number two, because today is January 19th, so I'm filming this on the day of like the TikTok ban, and I prefer to do get ready with me's on TikTok live, but I'd love to hear from you guys when I film these types of videos. So like I have a list of videos that I do want to make for you guys. So like get to know me, that'll be today. And then I also want to film like a misconceptions you guys have about me video. I want to film my hijab journey video. Like, do you guys prefer that I am actually getting ready in those videos so you can watch me do something while I'm talking? Or would it be okay if I just sat down and talked about it? Because like I said, I think I really do prefer to get ready on TikTok live. Obviously, if the ban is still here, because I don't know what the heck's happening with that. But if the ban is still like active and whatever, then I'll just do like get ready with me's while we talk about things. But I find it a little distracting, to be honest, for me to be able to focus on like what I'm saying and what I'm doing at the same time. Like I feel like I lose my train of thought too much. But yeah, let me know what you think. But let's just get started. So this is just going to be a get to know me video because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the way that I like got famous or whatever, not famous, I wouldn't say I'm famous, but like the way that I went viral like was it was definitely a journey. I don't know how else to describe it. It was a journey for sure. I guess I'll start with that. Like why the heck do people even know me? So in 2021, at the end of 2021, so it was like December of 2021, I got married. And I am American, if you can't tell from my accent. I do get confused as Canadian a lot, I think because I watch a lot of Canadian YouTubers and I've picked up on some of their accents, but I am American, born and raised in California, and my husband is British, born and raised. And he moved to America for us to get married. That also is like a huge, I don't know, maybe that should be in like the misconceptions video, or maybe it could be in this video, or maybe it could be a separate video of its own, I don't know. But a lot of people thought that he moved to America to be with me, like to pursue my career and whatever. That was not true, and they thought that for a reason. So I'm not gonna sit here and say like they thought that for no reason, like they got that, like they made that up. It was because that's what I had said. But some of you guys know that I was lying to protect his family, because the truth is that the original plan was for me to move to England because the program that I wanted to continue my education was in England, and my end goal has always been England. So it was a bit unfortunate that his parents had originally told him that he could move his bride into his home, but then once they found out that his bride was me, they had said never mind. So the only way that we could get married was if he had moved here. You can hear more about that on our podcast. It's called the Unspoken Truths podcast. We talk a little bit about that, but anyways, I feel like this video is already all over the place. Also, it feels really weird to not be taking my glasses on and off and on and off and on and off. This is a very weird experience for me. So that's part of the reason why I went viral, because people were like shocked that a man moved for a woman. And then the fact that he's shorter than me, so I'm 5'8", he's 5'3". And then my eyebrow is purple. It needs to be dyed again, but it is purple. And then when I got married, I did not wear hijab, so my hair was purple as well. And I also normally wear glasses. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is literally my contacts debut. Like I literally have never left my house wearing contacts in my life, but I have a special event coming up and I really, really, really want to wear contacts for that event. So I've been like practicing, and so my doctor gave me like practice ones, and so I'm wearing my practice ones out today just to see how that goes. So because I'll be honest, it was mostly because I wore my glasses as a bride, and that like really shook the internet, and then all the other stuff continued to shake them as time went on, and they just kept getting shook and shook and shook. So that's why I went viral, and then people stuck around because I don't know, I'm entertaining, I guess. I don't really know why they stuck around, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you stuck around. If you stuck around from the beginning, thanks for staying. But let's just start at the beginning. That's a little bit why I went viral, and I think I mostly went viral in England, so I think people in England were just very intrigued by like my lifestyle as an American and Oasis changes and all that. So I feel like I'm a very interesting person. I will say that much. I personally think I'm interesting. I don't know. You don't have to agree if you don't want to, but I love watching my own videos. I watch them on repeat. I won't even lie. I definitely watch my own videos more than I watch like anyone else's videos, because I genuinely think that I'm very entertaining. But a little bit of my journey my life I have talked about on TikTok, but I very quickly stopped talking about my life on TikTok because People on TikTok can be really, really mean to me. But let's just start at the beginning of my life. So I was born in the fall in the late 90s, and I was born in Fresno, California. I am native to California. My family has been here for forever. My grandpa, actually, I feel like I need to explain that bit too, huh? Okay. Maybe we start way at the beginning, before my conception even. So my dad's dad's side is from Gurdaspur, Punjab, India. And then my dad's mom's side is from Faisalabad, Punjab, Pakistan. And then my mom's side, both mom and dad, are from Faisalabad, Punjab, Pakistan. So I'm mostly Pakistani, but I do claim the Gurdaspur part of me only because my Baba, I call my paternal grandfather Baba. My Baba was very proud of being from Gurdaspur, and he has memories of being there before he was displaced after the partition. So I still like to mention it because he was very proud of that, and I don't want that to disappear. He died when I was 4 years old from lung cancer, so I didn't actually get to know him at all. But I've been told by my mom that I have his personality and that he also didn't like people, which is funny because if you know, I have a problem with a lot of people, but you know, to be fair, a lot of my problems with people are very reasonable, even though you may not agree. I just am one of those very rare people that doesn't tolerate people just to tolerate them. Like, I want the people in my life to be of quality, and if I don't feel like you're delivering that quality, like, I just don't want you in my life. And that goes both ways, by the way. Like, if someone feels like I'm not delivering quality, I would want them to say something because I would want to work on it. And I always do try and communicate my problems with people. This is gonna be all over the place, but like, I do try and communicate my problems with people, but like, people are often not willing to take feedback, and that's okay. Anyways, him and I, very similar. And then my Nana Abu passed away when my mom was 6 years old, so I never really had grandpas. But my grandma's brother, so my great uncle, is who I call my grandpa. So if I'm referring to if I say grandpa, I'm talking about my great uncle. I'm not talking about like my actual grandpas. If I ever do bring up my grandpas, I will say Baba or Nana Abu. So just so you don't get confused. Anyways, my grandpa moved to Fresno like in the mid-90s. I don't know exactly when. Sorry, there's always a cat hair right there, and I don't want you guys thinking that I pick my nose because I swear I'm not doing that. My grandpa came to Fresno in the mid-90s, and he essentially built a life for himself here, and he helped build the very first masjid. Everyone in Fresno knows my grandpa. Like, if you're from Fresno and you're watching this video, you probably know my grandpa. I'm not going to name drop him because, to be honest, I don't feel like violating his privacy on the internet. But trust me, you know my grandpa. He's the one who handles all the janazas. He's on the board of like the Islamic board of the Central Valley. Like, he helped build the Masjid Fresno, and he helped fund I don't know the exact details, but like he helped fund and like create the first and only Islamic school in our city as well. So like, he does a lot for the community, and he even had a day named after him, like recognized in Fresno County. And like the city came out and like gave him an award, and like we all went to his award ceremony, and it was a whole thing, and it was very cute. Anyways, he also handles all of the janazas. So like, my grandpa is very well known in this city, and because of that, everyone knows me. Like, whether I know them or not, everyone knows me from this city, and it's always been like that. I've always kind of felt like I had paparazzi, which I know that's like such a weird thing to say, but I have always felt like people keep an eye on me in this city, and it's always felt really weird to me. And I feel like that's why when I went viral, it wasn't like unfamiliar territory for me, because I have always kind of just been known, and so I was like, whatever, like this is normal for me. So then my dad moved to Fresno when he was around 8 years old. We're not really sure. It's either 8 years old or like 12 years old. They changed the date a lot, or they changed his age a lot, like, because no one's sure, like, because he doesn't remember. So I think he was actually 11, to be honest. But yeah, my dad moved here when he was very young, and then my mom moved here when she was 18 after she got married to my dad. And then obviously I was born. I have an older brother. He is 3 years older than me. And then I have a sister that's 17 months younger than me. I always felt like we were twins. I asked her if she felt this, and she said no. So I feel like I really relate to having a twin experience. Like, if twins are talking about their experience, I really relate to what they say. And especially because so when I was born, I caught the flu. And this is essentially the start of like all of my health issues, which TikTok loves to troll my health issues. And I'm just gonna say it. Like, you need to fear God, especially as a Muslim. Like, trolling my health issues is actually just so disgusting, and you really need to fear God. Like, it's not funny. You know what I mean? So I caught the flu as a newborn, and it essentially, like, annihilated my immune system, and I was in the NICU for a few weeks, and I had, like, tubes up my nose and all that. So I've always been, like, smaller than my sister because of, like, I was always weaker, I was always shorter, like, I've always been malnourished. I don't look malnourished now. Don't come for me. We'll talk about that later on. But, like, I was malnourished for a lot of my life. And the reason for that was, you know, these health issues that I developed due to having a shit immune system. And then, yeah, that's just that. I don't know. I've always had health issues. I feel like my siblings have always just had to accommodate that. Like, I would say, yes, they are glass children, but I've asked them about that, and they said they don't really care. So, I don't know. I've always had an eating disorder called ARFID. It's avoidant/restrictive food intake disorder. People want a video on that, so I will make one. So we're not gonna dwell on that now, but that is something that has always impacted me as a kid and as an adult because it's unfortunately lifelong. It's so weird blending this and being able to see what I'm doing. What the actual heck? I don't remember much about my younger years, but I am a middle child, and I would say I definitely relate to all middle children. I very much relate to all middle children. I very much relate to all eldest daughters. I have had the stereotypical eldest daughter experiences. I have had the stereotypical middle child experiences. Besides that, I don't remember much about my childhood besides the fact that I was very heavily bullied, and that affected my mental health a lot. So truthfully, I've had anxiety since, like, birth, like, to be completely honest with you. I don't remember ever not having anxiety, but my anxiety is genetic. So a lot of people in my family do have anxiety. So I'm not really shocked at the fact that I've had anxiety since birth. And I'm also neurodivergent. I will make a video on that. I've decided that I really want to. So you will get a video of my neurodivergence and all that. But I didn't know I was neurodivergent until after I got married. So a lot of my childhood experiences, definitely, like, all the bullying that I talk about, like, that definitely I do feel was because of the neurodivergence, but I didn't know. But I've always been different. I'm different from my family, and I'm different from the people that I come across in public. Like I was saying, in school, I was always bullied, but I was very advanced. So I was the only kid in the first grade who had completed division, and I taught myself division, mind you. Like, my mom bought me, like, these little toys that, like, would show you, like, the answers. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'll find it and, like, insert a picture, but, like, my mom bought me this toy, and it was, like, this math toy, and I essentially taught myself multiplication. Don't come for me for my pronunciation. It is a known fact that neurodivergent individuals suck at pronunciation, so please don't come for me. So I taught myself that, and I taught myself division, and I'll be honest, it was literally just me memorizing it. Like, I didn't actually understand it for a while. I mostly just memorized the answers, and I was able to answer them very quickly. It also helped that my brother was 3 years older than me, or he is 3 years older than me, because I was able to kind of look at his math facts and memorize the answers, and then that's how I was able to be so advanced in math at a young age. And I also kind of taught myself how to read. My mom did read to me a lot, but I would pick up my brother's chapter books and I would just read them. So I was at a very high reading level as well, as a child. As an adult, I'm not a fan of reading. Sorry. I am, however, still a big fan of math. But I remember always being bullied. I remember in the first grade, like, I got called the N-word a lot, and because they had never seen a black person before, thought I was black, and so they would call me the N-word a lot. And I didn't even know what the N-word meant until I was, like, in 7th grade, but I was just like, okay, like, I knew that they were saying something mean. So yeah, I got bullied at school a lot. I didn't have any friends. I think that I had 2 friends in all of elementary school. No, I had 3. At the beginning of elementary school, I had this friend named Nicole. I know damn well none of them are watching this, so I'm okay with name dropping them. I had a friend named Nicole. I was obsessed with her in the 1st grade, and then I don't know what happened. She just was not my friend anymore. I literally don't even know what happened. And then I was friends with a girl named Christina for a really long time. Is this, like, blending well? I don't even know. don't know what happened to make us not be friends anymore. I literally don't even know. It was probably me being weird and neurodivergent, to be completely honest with you. And then I made a friend who, I think she was the same type of neurodivergent I am, but I just didn't know it at the time. But her name was Katie, and we stopped being friends because she was too bossy. So yeah, that's why we stopped being friends. And then so I was bullied all of elementary school. I was even bullied by the Muslim kids at my school, and like there was a lot of racism. I'm positive that I was the only South Asian kid. Sorry, I'm looking over there because I'm doing my makeup, but like I'm positive that I was the only South Asian kid like in my entire grade, because I even remember like in the 5th grade, like we were doing this heritage project or something, and the teacher had paired us up like by ethnic group, right? And she like genuinely did not even know where to put me. Like I remember her like trying to figure out if I was Asian, trying to figure out if I was Middle Eastern, and I ended up being paired with the 2 other Arab kids. I'm pretty sure they were both Palestinian. Actually, I think one was Jordanian, but one for sure was Palestinian, and one I think was Jordanian. And the girl, the Jordanian one, I'm not gonna name drop her because I fear someone who knows her watches my content. Because one time I saw her mom at like a dawat that I did not expect her to be at, and she was like, "Oh my god, do you remember me?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "I'm so and so's mom." And I was like, "Your kid bullied the fuck out of me." Like, but okay. Anyway, that little girl, big bully. And I remember her literally saying to me, "Are you even Muslim?" And I was like, "Yes." Like, what, girl, what? Like, yeah, so she would bully the hell out of me all the time. I don't know why. I don't even remember what they would say to me, to be honest. I just remember like hating school and lying a lot that I was having a stomach ache so I could like come home and not have to stay there, because I absolutely hated being there because they would bully the fuck out of me. And to be honest, things at dawats weren't that good. Like when I was growing up, we would go to dawats like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like we were always at freaking dawats, like always at dawats. And to be honest, I did not have the best time at the dawats either. Like I feel like because I'm neurodivergent, my community has always hated me. And I find that very sad, because God's gonna ask you. God's gonna ask you why you were an asshole to me when I was a kid, and why you're still an asshole to me. And I'm sure some of them are watching this because they love to stalk my content. And to the people in my Desi community that are watching this video, I have one thing to say to you. If you're offended at what I'm saying about my own experience in the Desi community, it is most likely because you feel guilty. Because you most likely did something to me that you know that you shouldn't have done. There are people in this community that have not done anything to me, that have been nothing but kind to me. And those people, if you're watching this, you have nothing to feel bad about. But if you feel bad, it's probably because you've done something that you shouldn't have done. And I promise you, I know every single thing that every single one of you have done to me. And if you think that I don't know what you've done to me because I say salam to you or whatever, it's because I fake it for the sake of my mother. But I know what you did to me. I know what you do. I know what you all did to me. I know what you all said about me behind my back. And that's why you don't see me anymore. That's why you're watching this video. Because you're probably wondering, what is Urwah doing with her life now? We don't see her at dawats anymore. Yeah, I stopped going to dawats because honestly, I treated them as a fashion show for a really long time, and I eventually realized that I don't give a shit. I don't care. I have so many other things going on in my life that I don't care. And I hated pretending that I was cool with you guys, because I know what you did, and I'm not okay with what you did. But anyways, that's my message to this community. Let's move on. A lot of the girls my age in the Desi community bullied me, and I think it was because I had... Okay, this is just from my perspective, okay? Like, I'm sure that they have their own perspective of, like, why they hated me or, like, what I did. And so I don't want to sit here and say, like, I didn't do anything to get bullied. Like, I mean, to be fair, I don't think you should have bullied me, because that's wrong. And I know for a fact I didn't do anything to warrant bullying. But I wanted to run around as a kid. And I remember I was friends with this one guy as a kid. And we would, like, run around. And I loved running around with him. I just like to run around. I don't know. But the girls my age, I fear, always wanted to sit down and talk about boys. And I just never wanted to do that. I just never gave a shit. Like, I'm sorry. I just really didn't give a shit at that. At that age, I didn't give a shit about boys. I don't think I cared about boys for, honestly, a very, very long time. I definitely cared about boys a lot later than most people my age. And I think that's because of my neurodivergence. I think I just had other priorities. And like I said, my priorities were running around. So for a long time I would play with the boys, but then the aunties started talking about me and my mom told me I couldn't do that anymore. Even though I was like probably 8 years old, like why are you talking shit about an 8-year-old playing with boys? Like, I don't know. Anyways, I had a few girlfriends, but like they would start fights with me for random reasons and I'm like, girl, what the heck? And there was this one girl that like really hated my guts and she actually went on to bully me like up until like high school. I don't know why the hell she hates my guts. I think she hates my guts because she thinks that I told my mom things that she was doing behind her mom's back. I'm gonna be honest, I never told my mom jack fucking shit. I don't care about you. I've never cared about you. So I don't know why you like thought that I was like snitching on you. I don't give a shit what you do, girl. You do you. But anyway, she went around and told everyone that I was doing that, which once again was not true. You literally had my mom added onto your Facebook. My mom saw you posting your shenanigans herself with her own 2 eyes. Like, I didn't give her any ammo, but okay, girl. Anyways. So yeah, she kind of like recruited all of the Desi girls in my community to like be her friend and like hate me. So that's, yeah. I don't like the way my eyebrows are coming out today. I feel like because I don't have my correct prescription, I feel like it's like coming out wonky. And then once I got older than like 8 and like was told I'm not allowed to play with the boys anymore, I started playing with like the really young girls, which I know that sounds so weird. Like I'm like 10 years old playing with like the 6-year-olds, but like they were so much more fun than the other 10-year-olds. Like they were still playing tag and I was like, fuck yeah, I want to play tag. Like, let's play tag, girl. So that's what I was up to, and then I got bullied for that shit. So that sucked. And then honestly, at home, things were okay, but hashtag middle child, and I do feel like my mom disagrees with me. She can disagree all she wants. But like, I heavily relate to being a middle child. I feel like I was looked over a lot, and I don't resent that, but I did feel really lonely growing up because, oh, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. My dad's an only child, and my mom only has one sister who lived in Canada for most of my life. She only recently moved, like, after I got married, she moved. So I grew up very lonely. I never had like cousins really. I mean, I have second cousins that I've always referred to as my cousins, but they have like their first cousins and they're like more close with their first cousins than they are with me, which is okay. They're entitled to that. Like, obviously they have more of a connection, so it makes sense. And also they have each other, so it makes really no sense to kind of come over to me. But also, like I said, neurodivergent. So I've never really, no one's really ever wanted to, I don't want to say wanted to. No one's really ever understood me. So I've always been the black sheep because of my neurodivergence. Like, I just don't fit in anywhere. People loved my sister because she was younger and she had curly hair and they were like, oh my god, she's like a little doll and she's so cute. So I'd get overlooked a lot, which is whatever. Like, I mean, it hurt, but it is what it is. Me and my sister, we get along, but we have very different personalities. Like, her idea of fun and my idea of fun were always very different. So I was very lonely growing up because she would do her thing and I would do my thing, and we would play sometimes, but then we would have fights because we would want to play differently, and so we would clash because of that. I was very lonely growing up. I had some Desi friends like towards the end of my elementary school years. Like, I think I was like 10 when I made like a Desi friend, but that didn't last very long because of drama between other people that she ended up dragging me into, which I don't think was fair, but that's what she did. So what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? My neighbor's out. She's probably watching me. This is so embarrassing. Then when I was in 6th grade, no, before 6th grade, so when I was 11 years old, my dad got a job in Texas, Dallas, Texas. It was actually Fort Worth, Texas, but it was like right on the border of Saginaw. So we were like mostly in Saginaw. So I went to 6th grade in Texas, and that was the best year of my freaking life, actually. If I'm so dead ass, it was literally the best year of my life. Because I wasn't dealing with the toxic Desi community anymore. I wasn't dealing with the bullies at school anymore. Like, it was really nice to be able to like start fresh and actually just live my freaking life. Oh, it's patchy under my eye. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm actually gonna like start sobbing right now. For Rick. What can I do to save this? I don't know what I can do. Why is it patchy? I think it's patchy because I put my contacts in and my skincare got like moved or something. So Texas was a really good year for me. I was thriving, and then my mom hated it, which really sucked. I wish that she didn't hate it, but I understand why she hated it. So we ended up moving back to Fresno, literally a year later. So I moved there when I was 11, came back when I was 12. I lived there for only a year. This is not working, but I want to cry. It's fine. I'm too tired to cry. Anyways, let's just do our eyes now. Why would you do that to me? On my contacts debut day. Why would you do that to me? Anyways, moved to Texas for a year, lived my best life, and then had to move back. And honestly, when we moved back, I'm using the Huda Beauty Grunge palette, by the way. This is my first time doing eyeshadow and actually being able to see what I'm doing. I don't know how I feel. Honestly, I got hit with a very severe depression when I moved back. I did not want to be back because obviously I was back like in an environment where I was bullied and I was happy in Texas, and so I got hit with a depression. That was the first time I ever experienced depression because, like I mentioned, I had had anxiety literally my whole life. But the depression was very new to me. Nothing was really done about it, but I will say that this was like the first time that I had like very dark thoughts and like questioned why I was alive. And like, if you guys want like a mental health and physical health video, like let me know, because I think there's a lot more details that I can go into than like I have time to right now. But so there was that, and then I started school back again. So I started middle school, and middle school was not fun for me. I absolutely hated it. My grades, this is when my grades kind of like really went down because of my mental health, because of the bullying. Like I just didn't care about my grades, and I think honestly, I think that's a really important thing to talk about. Like I think it's really important to talk about how a lot of kids don't succeed in school because of what's happening in their personal lives. And I think a lot of Desi parents specifically like focus more on the grades than they do their child's health. Like I'm not saying that my parents did, because thankfully like my parents did take my mental health quite seriously, but most kids don't have that privilege. Most kids have parents that don't take their mental health very seriously. So I was back to getting bullied, and that girl that like continued to bully me through high school was like in my middle school and in my high school, so that was just lovely to see her again, truly. And her bullying only got worse because then she started dragging like Gorelog into it and non-Muslims into it, and her mom says salam to me sometimes, and it really bothers me. Like, you don't know that your kid literally traumatized me. Like, do you feel anything? Do you feel empathy? Like, if I found out my kid was bullying someone, yeah, that's not gonna be good. Like, there would be consequences, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get to just like traumatize people and get away with it. Not in my household. Yeah, I don't really remember much throughout these years. I had friends until like the 10th grade when they started hanging out behind my back, which let me know if you guys want a friend horror story video, because I got a lot. They started hanging out behind my back and then didn't want to be my friend anymore, which honestly I'm not mad about now because I've heard things about them and I'm like, ooh, I dodged a bullet. Yeah, I graduated high school. I feel like there's probably some stuff that I could mention about high school era, but I don't even remember. Like, I remember getting bullied a lot. And oh yeah, this is when I started getting on social media. Like, I was very heavily on social media at this point in my life because I didn't have a lot of friends, and so I would make online friends, and because I was like alone and bored, so I would be chilling on the internet all the time, and then I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do with my life. Oh, I wanted to be an architect for a really long time, but unfortunately there was no schools in my area and I couldn't move because of my health issues, which I can make a video on all my health issues because they're not like the worst in the world, but like objectively I don't have like a really super severe health issue, okay? Like, I'm not even gonna try and sit here and try to convince you of that because that's not even remotely true, but they were bad enough to where I can't, like, I mean, I probably could now because I've learned, but at the time, freshly 18, like, I could not go and live by myself because I do need someone to take care of me on the days that it gets really severe. I do need to have just someone available for me. And even now, I do still need someone available for me if I need it, because there are times that I really need help. Like, to move, to, like, bring me things like that. Anyways, let me know if you want a video on that. I can do that. I'm gonna do winged liner, but I'm, like, smoking it out, like, for fun. And so I went to community college because I had no idea what the hell I wanted to do, and they didn't offer architecture at my local university. So someone convinced me to do civil engineering. Freaking hated that. They were so mean to me and so sexist. Like, unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like, the engineering community is very male dominated, and so because of that, they were very sexist to me. And this was around the time, like, when I switched out of engineering was around the time that my dad had his first mini stroke, which that really affected me, to be honest. My dad is my soft spot, so, like, anything happening, I've always been, like, a daddy's girl. So finding out that that happened to him, like, I did not do well in school that semester, like, at all. I had to retake, like, most of my classes from that semester. And then immediately after my dad had his stroke, I feel like I'm missing so many things, but, like, I just don't remember them very well. Immediately after my dad had a stroke, my grandma had a stroke, and I had an allergic reaction, like, the same time that my grandma had her stroke. And so I was on, like, steroids, which is why my face is fat. Say whatever you want about my face, girl. I don't give a damn. But yeah, my face got fat because of the allergic reaction that I had, and then I had to be on prednisone for a month. And so now my face is fat. But it was funny because like I said, like, I've been malnourished a lot of my life, and then after I gained weight on my face, one of my uncles came over and was like, "I'm so happy, like, your face looks alive now." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." It was actually like, I was like, dang, like, I'm over here sad that my face is fat now and like you're happy, but I'm glad you're happy. I'll be honest, I kind of think that someone did black magic on me. Like, I don't know, is that like super crazy to think? Like, I do actually think that that time in my life, I do think someone did black magic on me because it was like really bad. And then towards the end of the year is when I met uwais, and then my grandma died like the end of the year as well. So that was how my 2018 went. Very eventful. Oh, 2018, I put on hijab, and I ended up taking it off because of my allergic reaction. My doctor who was actually Muslim at the time, or she's still Muslim, but like I had a Muslim doctor at the time, and she's the one who was like, yeah, you need to take it off. And I was like, damn, okay. So I took off my hijab, and that was that. Honestly, I'm not mad that I took it off. I feel like it needed to happen as a part of my journey, if that makes sense. I've always struggled making friends, so I don't feel like I have many significant friends to like talk about during my get to know me's. Like, I don't have, like, I mean, I had one childhood friend that like I was still friends with, but we recently stopped being friends. I don't wish to share the detail on here in explicit detail, to be completely honest with you, because out of respect to the friendship that we did have. But I ended the friendship because I was feeling very disrespected, and I didn't feel like I feel like I was giving more than I was receiving, and it wasn't just like one time. It was like, I don't know what to say. I guess the reason is that we just grew apart. We just became different people, and she had different priorities in her life, and I had different priorities in my life, and it was just time to go our separate ways and let her live the life that she wants to live, and I live the life that I want to live, instead of trying to force two puzzle pieces that don't fit. And I will say this. Majority of my friendships end for the following reasons. Like, it's always one of these, like, 3 reasons. Okay, number 1, they're supporting things that they should not be supporting, like morally, that I'm just not okay with. Number 2, they did something hurtful and I brought it up, and they, instead of taking accountability for it, they decided that they were not going to do that. Or number 3, because of my neurodivergent. Well, I would say all 3 of these reasons are because of my neurodivergence, but number 3 is because I view friendships as something totally different than most people do. Like, when I think of a friendship, like, I'm thinking of like a sisterhood, and I don't think a lot of people see it that way, and that ends up causing a lot of problems in the friendship, because I don't feel like I can remain in the friendship knowing that, or feeling like I can't remain in a friendship feeling like I'm being taken advantage of. And so I end up ending them a lot because of that, because I just don't feel the need to stick around for no reason, you know? Like, if I'm not, I don't know, I need a sisterhood. It goes back to my neurodivergence. You can say whatever you want, but I view friendships as something totally different than most people view it as, and that's just that. 2019, I spent most of my 2019 focusing on my school, and I finally changed my career choice to psychology. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it after I got my degree. I just knew I wanted to do psychology. Just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it. Like, I wasn't sure, did I want to become a psychiatrist? Did I want to become a psychologist? Did I want to become a therapist? Did I want to become a housewife? I don't know. I really wasn't sure at this point, but I took a really long time finishing my associate's degree. And I know that in the Desi community, that's like, I don't know, it's something to look down upon, right? Like, they think that they're better than you because they did it in 2 years and I took like 5 years. I'm not ashamed that I took 5 years. Let me put that out there. I'm not ashamed. I went through a lot that I honestly can't even remember because I was so traumatized. Like, I went through a lot, like, with my grandma dying and like my dad having a stroke, and then like my dad lost his job, and like it was all this stuff. Like, so yeah, that's what I spent my 2019 doing. And then 2020 obviously was when COVID hit, and I had just started uni in 2020, so that had really sucked to like go online.
What?
That was very loud, mama.
I'm sorry, blind upon loud.
Oh, and I had blocked waste after my grandma died, which, I don't know, do you guys want a story of how we met and stuff? Like, I can retell that story if you really want me to. I kind of hate this video, but... Then in 2021, I graduated from uni with my degree in psychology, and I was very proud of myself. I graduated with highest honors, 3.9 GPA, which I worked my freaking ass off for. The end of 2021 is when I got married, and I don't know, what do I say now? I don't know, I'm bored. So yeah, early 2022, we moved into our home, and then my grandma got hospitalized after medical malpractice, essentially. Like, it was really bad. My grandma got hospitalized. It was really bad. A bunch of stuff happened. She ended up being a victim of medical malpractice. She got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And then by the end of 2022, she unfortunately passed away. So, this is my nanny, by the way. So my daddy died in 2018, and my nanny died in 2022. That was really hard for me. I do just want to say before I like continue on with 2023 and onwards, there's a lot about my life that I honestly just don't remember because of all the bullying, and that's another reason why I really just am very anti-bullying. I don't think these people understood that like by bullying me in every space that I went into, like you made my brain disassociate, and I started dissociating when I was 6 years old, by the way, like, and I could talk about that in my mental health video, but like the fact that you guys were so unkind to me a lot of my life to where I like don't remember a lot of my life because I feel like I couldn't even like, what is there to know about me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there's much to know about me because I don't even feel like I know me. And I feel like a lot of me was robbed by the people around me, and I know that's not fair, and I know that, you know, I've had some people say like, why did you let them? And it's just like, it's a lot easier said than done, I think, especially when you are neurodivergent like I am. And a lot of people can't even tell that I am neurodivergent. Like, they just think I'm weird or like something's off about me, and that's why they bully me. But like, that's a very common experience with a lot of neurodivergent folks. And honestly, I prefer Q&A type videos over like just me talking videos because I don't actually remember a lot of my life. And I feel like when you ask me Q&As, it helps activate that memory, and then I can actually remember and tell you things. But unfortunately, there's just not a lot that I remember. But yeah, if you have any questions, I might like post on my Instagram, which if you're not following my Instagram, I would love if you did. But yeah, that's my feel on bullying. I just think that, especially as a Muslim, I think that if you could, I'll be honest, I do think that if the Muslim community had been kinder to me, I probably wouldn't be as traumatized as I am. Like, it would be nice to go somewhere and like have people, but because of my neurodivergence, any space that I've gone in, I've immediately just been rejected. So that heart really sucks. But yeah, 2023. Also, my entire TikTok journey, I got absolutely annihilated, which I have a lot of those screenshots if you guys want that. Like, we can do like a hate comments video, which I know a lot of people... the only reason I bring people up, by the way, a lot is because I know I'm going to get the same questions. And so I'm like, a lot of people bring this up. I'll just answer it now. A lot of people tell me, like, don't focus on the hate, yada yada. But, like, normal YouTubers have done videos, like, read hate comments with me. Or, like, address hate comments with me. Like, it's not just me that acknowledges hate comments. You know what I mean? But 2023, I went to England. I also was... I don't remember. I think 2022 is when I started tutoring. And then 2023... is when I started substitute teaching. You guys know I dabbled in that. I don't know. I don't even remember anything. I literally don't remember anything. I keep saying this. It's such a bad video. I'm sorry. I hope you like it anyways. Maybe I'm just not meant to be a YouTuber, you know? I'm getting overstimulated. That's what this is, neurodivergence, guys. This is literally neurodivergence. Like, I'm getting overstimulated. I'm sweating. I'm getting hot. I'm getting frustrated. I can't wait to be back in my home. Let me try and focus. Let me try to get unstimulated. Unstimulated. What are some things about me? I've always been really artistic. I guess I should just start going off of random facts now. Like, I don't even know if this lip looks good. Do I care? I don't know. I can decide if I care or not. I wanted to do lip gloss, but I'm kind of flustered now and I don't want to. I'm getting so... Okay, I am very sorry that definitely affected the lighting. But the way that the sun was really overstimulating me, and I don't feel like I could even focus on this video, so I just had to do that. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're gonna start doing some fun facts about me because I'm starting to like get really overstimulated and like dissociate, and it's just not like I don't think I can finish the timeline. But oh shit, I need to cut these lashes. I don't want to go downstairs and get the lashes. Should I just do my lower lashes and call it a day? Yeah, I need to. Okay, BRB. Okay, I actually feel like my eyes are big enough for the whole lash without it being cut, so we're just gonna go for it. Sorry. I know I've mentioned that I wanted to be an engineer. When I said I wanted to be an engineer, like I wanted to be an architect, I really wanted to design houses. Like houses and architecture have always really fascinated me. I always have dreamt of like designing my own home someday. I don't think that's gonna happen realistically just because that's like very expensive, and I want to move to England someday, and I've been told that that's not very feasible in England, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But I really like arts and crafts. I used to paint when I was younger, but my mom didn't like the mess, so I stopped doing that very quickly. And then I used to sketch. I can do henna really well, mehndi. I've always been able to do mehndi really, really well. But I have arthritis, and I developed it at like 15 years old, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Oh my god, please pray that this like lash actually sticks to my eyeball, because I have so many problems with inner lashes, inner corner like never sticking. This is why I've never been able to succeed as a YouTuber, to be honest, because I've always had talent. I've even dabbled like in the makeup community. Like I had a lot of mutuals who were like big makeup people, but I just have never been able to like, I just am so neurodivergent, and it's always stopped me from being able to do this. Like I don't want to do my makeup unless I'm going out, and I don't want to do my makeup every single day just to do like home things. Like that pisses me off, and I'm just not gonna do it, you know? I think it's stuck. But now I have to get the other one on before it dries. It broke. My lash just broke. This is not happening to me. This is literally not real. I'm gonna cry. Let's see if I can stick this on anyways. Frick, I dropped it. Where did it go? This sucks. I just opened this pair of lash. Yo, this shit got me fucked up. Wow. Anyways. Yeah, I've been friends with like makeup owners, people in big places, essentially, because like I've always dabbled in makeup. So makeup has always been a huge passion of mine. I just love the idea of like creating art on your face. I actually prefer to do more like out there looks. Like this is like obviously like this isn't normal glam for me, but like I've always loved doing like bright makeup looks, like artistic, like very creative vibes, like makeup looks. But obviously I tried to give that up because I want to focus on being like better Islamically, which I already know. Don't come for me in the comments. I already know that even Islamically, like I shouldn't even be doing all of this that I'm doing right now. But this is a step in the right direction, okay? We'll get there eventually, inshallah. We will get there eventually. I'm not ready for that yet. But instead of criticizing, you can pray for me instead. You know what I'm saying? You can pray and be like, wow, urwah, I hope that someday you achieve your goal of never wearing any makeup. That's a really bold lower lash. I fear it may be too bold. I should have only done 2 like I normally do, but oh yeah, I hate this. Yeah, absolutely not. Okay, I need to cut these and then reinstall. I also was really into astrology for a really long time, and I got pretty well known in the makeup community for doing astrology. I don't know why. I just like loved, I don't know, I tried to combine both my passions, I guess you can say. But I think because of my neurodivergence, I tend to have more creative ideas than I actually execute, and I love giving other people my ideas to like complete, but unfortunately, I don't know, I just didn't, I don't frickin' know. I don't know what to say. I'm an awful YouTuber. I'm an awful content creator because I'm so neurodivergent that I get cranky, and I've said it like 10 times already. But I've traveled the world a pretty good amount, alhamdulillah. Thankfully, my dad has given me that privilege. I've been to Dubai, I've been to Paris, I've been to England, obviously, and then I've been to Boxon, but only as a little girl. I haven't been to Boxon since because my immune system, I just don't think I could handle it. So yeah, I don't know. What else do you guys want to know about me? I'm bored already. Like, is this video even fun? I don't know. I might scrap this whole video. I mean, I warned you guys in the beginning that the mood was going to be off. The vibe was going to be off. I just need to be back in my own home. You know what I mean? I don't like living in America. That's one thing you can know about me. I don't like living in America. Oh, should we talk about political views? Okay, I don't really align with politics, to be honest, because I find them very confusing. So I can't give you like an exact political party that I'm a part of, because honestly I think they're all pretty much corrupt, and the other ones I don't understand enough to like claim. So I would say my political beliefs are everyone deserves human rights, and everyone deserves access to things, and there should never be any hate. There should never be any controlling of other people's lives. That's my opinion. And unfortunately, I'm aware that that is a problematic one, which I think is very sad, but it is what it is. So for example, I am pro-choice. I know that that is a very problematic one. But the reason I'm pro-choice, which I hate when religious people, like super religious people, like they start talking about like, you're going to hell for being pro-choice. No, sweetie. First of all, as a religious person, you can't go around like saying that someone's going to hell. Oh, that's one thing you should know about me is I would say that I am fairly religious, but I don't follow like modern Islam. I'm more of like, I try to follow like textbook Quran Islam. Like I don't partake in like I will say though, I have a cussing problem. I do have a cussing problem. I have anger problems. Let me know if you guys want a video on like my Islamic journey, because I feel like it's a whole other thing by itself. But like I love being Muslim. I love everything about it. And I understand a lot of the rules now. I didn't growing up, but I understand a lot of the rules now. I would say that I've always been fairly religious though, to be honest. Like I've always felt a pull towards Islam. What else? Yeah, I was talking about pro-choice. I'm pro-choice because number one, it's not my body, so I don't care what other people do with their bodies. Like I would never get an abortion, but I think that it's not up to me to control and dictate other people's actions. And you can sit there and say that it's a sin if you really want to, but at that point, who are you to control other people's sins? Maybe you could pick a sin of your own and work on that instead. That's my opinion, and that's what I live by. I also understand that a lot of people need medical abortions, and with the anti-abortion laws, I think a lot of people don't understand that you are harming people who need medical abortions, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the way that I am goes back to me being neurodivergent, the way that I think and the way that I live my life. I'm very see both sides, and I don't think a lot of people are, and I feel like I'm very objective. I'm very statistical, I would say, but I don't feel like a lot of people are. I'm also very careful with my words, and I focus a lot on other people's words, but I don't think a lot of people do that either. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm just very different from most of the world. And if you want to know my opinion on certain things, like, let me know. And I don't mind making a video about that too. That's all I can think about. I feel like there's not much to know about me besides number one, I'm neurodivergent, and that impacts literally every single thing in my life and every aspect of me and who I am. Number two, I'm very artistic. Number three, I care about people a lot. I have too much empathy, like chronic empathy, to where it actually affects me a lot. And sometimes I wish I didn't, but number four, I love cats. Yeah. I would say that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you subscribe if you watched this far, and I'm sorry for all the chaos in this video. Yeah, I'll show you guys the finished look, though. Let me go finish getting ready, and I'll show you guys the finished look. I hate vlogging around these hooligans.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
Okay, girl, bye.